Well, that's not good. Broken again, and this time she has a big and very serious problem. You could say I've been locked out of heaven. Now I reckon we can fix this with just a screwdriver, and the part as well, but that's besides the point. Mercedes quoted me over £550 to do this job, but I reckon if I can pull this off, I can get it done for just 150. Let's just get straight to the repair. After unscrewing the 3 T15 screws, I was able to prise away this metal plate. The reason we've done this is to be able to get better access to pulling these rubber seals away, because then we can access the T20 bolt, which is inside of this hole. Now the T20 holds in this piece because there's a little screw, T20 screw in here. We're going to pull the lock away, remove this silver cap and place it onto the new lock, and then reverse the process, and with a bit of luck this entire system should be fixed and we should have another repair done to the Mercedes SLK. Oh, make sure you have a nice long screwdriver because this hole is quite small and the little screw is very fiddly to get to. If you're new to the channel you won't remember, but we actually removed the entire other side of the door, took the whole door card off and replaced it for a new nice one with a nice piece of leather. So we've actually removed all of this before. So if you want to see that and get a close-up view of the metal plate I just removed, click into the top right corner now. I also want to say that the screw is on a retainer clip, so you can't lose it down the door. It doesn't come all the way out, it just removes enough for you to pull it out. Alright, and bingo. So it's actually a T15, not a T20, but out comes our old module, and as you can see it's looking very grimy, very wet, very old and very worn. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with a nice new one and see if that fixes our problem. And as for the bolt, it's actually a T15, not a T20. Whoever I watched on the video was either wrong or it was a different one. But we've got the old piece out. We're going to compare it to the new piece and see what's different. Right, so I've got them out, and this is the old one, and this is the new one. Now, the new one is lovely. It springs in place, and oh, this one's spring hasn't just pulled away. It's actually disappeared. So that's why that one doesn't work. Barrel and the whole thing is looking disgusting and worn. This one's looking fresh and new. So all we have to do now is take the old silver cap off of this one. It's just on clips. We're going to stick it on the new one, and then we're going to whack it back in the car and pray it works. I'm really summing up whether I try it or not because I don't want to snap the new spring. I want to just save it for later, but hey, we'll decide in a minute. Removing this is a lot more simple than you might think. However, it can be a little bit fiddly, so just take your time and be patient. It is very fragile plastic. But the best thing that I found to do is to put your thumb in where the actual key lock hole is and push in there, and then with your other finger pull up on the plastic, and eventually it will start to release on one side. You'll feel it sort of go up your thumb a little bit, which is good. And what you want to do is take your thumb out, swap hands, and do the same on the other side. And two of them aren't like on little clips on the outside, they actually slide through, so just be careful. And as they slide up, eventually it'll slide out, and then it's a repeat process. Just slot it back in and you're done. Alright, it's off. I'm going to clean it up and stick it on the new one. And there we go, our new silver one is on. We're going to stick it back in the car now. Hopefully it's all going to work nicely. Right, so once we managed to slide the plastic cap back on, it was time to reinstall it into the car. So what I did was I just slotted it back in. It goes in anyway, you don't have to worry too much about the little end of the barrel, the piece that actually twists. It will just slot in as is, and then you want to re-tighten up that retainer clip, and it will start to pull the lock back towards the door. So what you'll know when it's done, because it will create a flush tight seal again. And then what you want to do is I practiced just shutting the door just to make sure everything's still shut and there was no issues. And then after that it was time just to start to screw the metal plate back on, check it locks, and then we're done. As for the rubber seals, they tend to be tightened down anyway afterwards, but if you want to get a little bit of painter's sealant or something and seal it back up, feel free to do so. I have had no problems, but if you're just a little bit paranoid about it, you could do that and that would work just fine. But I wouldn't super glue it in case you need to change it again in the future, because then it'll be an absolutely horrible job to get off and you probably need new rubbers. Alright, so the car is locked. Key in, twist it, and it unlocks. Alright, well that's another successful job done, and I hope you did enjoy that, because that was something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I hope it helped you guys, because it took me so long to find a somewhat tutorial to find what bolt, screwdriver I needed. And so I'm hoping that this will just make life a little bit easier for those of you who are struggling with this, because it looks very complex on the outside. I was a little bit worried originally, but to be honest, it was a nice, quick, simple and easy job. It took me about 20 minutes, including all the recording time. So at the end of the day, and that was with me figuring it out, not following the tutorial. So that was really yeah, good. So I hope you all did enjoy. Next up is going to be on the engine bay, and we're going to be doing potentially a strut brace, and I've got some bonnet struts because my bonnet doesn't hold up anymore. They're falling down, so we're going to sort that out. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you all did enjoy it. I hope it did help some of you, because I've known especially that my video on the door card and the screen, especially the screen, has done absolutely mental. We're on like 5,000, nearly 6,000 views, and I've had so many comments of people going, thank you for helping. This has been really helpful tutorial, and you guys have been giving me tips, and I really appreciate that. Next as well, at some point I want to do on the car, I want to do the reversing camera for the screen, because a couple of you have asked me about that, but I've just got to sort out, because there's no tutorials, there's literally nothing on the internet, so I've got to work it out for myself. So I'm going to work it out, and I'm going to order the part, and then hopefully I'll make a video so I can help you guys. Because if I can make a lot of tutorials for this car, and by the time it comes to the end of this car's lifespan, if I've made a load of tutorials and helped a load of you guys, then it was well worth the money I've spent overall. Because I'm probably going to put too much money into this car, more than it's worth, but it will really be good if it helps some of you guys, because then it's well worth my time, effort and money. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe. You know the rest. Everyone else knows you millions of times. I am sure. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. And yeah, thanks so much for the support. Let's have a big, good 2026 and finish this car off this year.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and a giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.